Welcome back, Nostalgia Hunters. Tonight, we're going ludicrous speed into Mel Brooks's 1987 sci-fi spoof, Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Is this Star Wars parody still funny enough to make the jump to plaid? Or has its humor gone to the downside, not the upside, of the Schwartz? Let's find out.
They've gone.
Is that really what it was? The downside and the upside?
Yes!
Did I not notice
the dark
that?
side and the
It's the downside and the upside. Go look it up.
How did I not notice that?
He briefly mentions it very nonchalantly during the episode whenever freaking they were talking about the Schwartz, and he's like, "Oh, can't you just use the Schwartz against yogurt?" And he's like, "No, yogurt got the upside, I got the downside." It's kind of
Oh, see, I took that as like I've got the better stuff, he's got the worse stuff, not light versus dark. I didn't even connect those two.
yeah. Anyway, so Spaceballs. I know y'all know that I apparently have never seen any movies, but this is the one movie that I have seen over and over and over again throughout my life. For some reason,
Well, we know his vote.
You're forgiven for everything.
Hey, it's fine. My vote doesn't really count in this episode. For some reason, it really has staying power with me and my family. My whole family is big into Spaceballs, and we used to basically make it a ritual to get together and watch it. And I had a lot of fun watching it again for this episode. It had actually been a while since I had seen it last, and yet I still know just about every single line in that movie. At this point, I've pretty much memorized it. So, yeah, I mean, that's also a little bit about how I first got into Spaceballs. I think it was probably my dad who, put it on the living room TV on VHS or something someday, and we all watched it together. So going back to it
Did
is
you know Star Wars before you saw Spaceballs?
Ooh. I want to say yes, but honestly, I'm not sure. It might have been around the same time when I discovered both or was shown both. But yeah, so like I was saying, going back to it for me is a act of nostalgia. I have a lot of nostalgia for this movie. So it's I want to get y'all's opinions for sure. But yeah, that's just kind of my exposure to it. How about you, Monaghan?
All right, so we'll get this out of the way real fast. Mine is very similar to yours. Saw it when I was very young. I did see Star Wars first. I knew the Star Wars movies before I saw Spaceballs, so I knew it was a spoof when I first saw it. And Spaceballs was actually the first movie I ever owned personally, was given to as a gift on VHS. And then it was the first DVD I ever owned. And then it was the first Blu-ray I ever owned.
Wow.
And then it was my first 4K movie that I ever owned. I have every single one of them. It is a ritual that every time this movie comes out on a new format, I do not have a laser disc. I never had a laser disc player.
VR release next.
Yeah.
But basically, if I have a device that can play Spaceballs, the very first movie I insist on buying for it is Spaceballs. So I love this movie. I have always loved this movie. That's what I'm saying. I was like, I got other stuff to talk about.
Since everyone's just revealing, I'm gonna keep mine close to the vest. Everyone keeps revealing.
It's gonna be impossible to not just gush over this movie. Weirdly, I've never seen, and people are gonna shoot me for this. Like, Mel Brooks made Spaceballs, but he also made like movies like Blazing Saddles.
Young Frankenstein.
I never saw Blazing Saddles. I only saw Young Frankenstein once. However, I did see Robin Hood Men in Tights not too long after this, and I also have not as much love for it, but I love that movie too. Similar comedy and whatnot. But yeah, that's been my experience throughout my life. Andy?
See, before we get Andy, I was like, since you're talking about that, I'll just say Robin Hood Men in Tights, yes. Young Frankenstein, I know I've seen. I don't remember how I feel about it. Blazing Saddles, I hate that movie. And people get mad at me for that. I've tried to watch it
People get mad that I haven't seen
separate times, and I can't get past the first 20, 30 minutes because I found it so boring. I've committed to my wife that I'll try to watch it again because she likes it, but that's been a hard one for me to get through.
Yeah, I have no comment on that because I've never even seen it, and people get mad at me that I haven't seen it. I'm like, I just
same thing. Like I was like,
I've seen some of the funny scenes, like on
Yeah,
YouTube
so have I. I've
clips
seen
and
a couple
stuff like
scenes that
that.
are okay,
But
but I'm like, I've not been able to watch
Yeah.
enough to even get to those. So yeah.
anyway,
Well, I will say for those movies, they probably overstay their welcome a little. I think Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles, they could be shorter because they always have a big number at the end, and you're just like, why is this still going on? A little. Spaceballs is probably tighter. In like, I felt like it was like this movie that was done tightly. So for me, this was as good as first time because I knew of it. I think I probably saw it, and no one told me it was parody. I kind of figured through the movie. I was like, oh.
He was trying to go see Star Wars as a kid, and this is what he got. He's like, this is what everyone's liking so much.
It's like, why is he driving a
Why is his butt backwards?
What's happening?
why nobody told me my ass was so big?
Yeah.
He itches it.
So for me, it was a fresh take, completely.
When did you see it the first time?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I actually watched the entire full movie ever before.
Okay.
I think as a kid I saw enough and I was like, yeah, whatever, and I moved on. This was the first time when I saw fully understood the plot. I didn't remember none of the plot, right? Like I didn't know, oh, it's the heir thereafter. Like I didn't know that, right? I didn't know the princess was not just a damsel in distress, but she was also like high maintenance.
Princess Vespa.
Princess Vespa. And like
Your Royal Highness.
I did not remember Joan Rivers was the droid. Like, I had no idea.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. So
That's my Virgin alarm. It's programmed to go off before you do.
You do. This is like I would say brand new fresh slate for me to watch it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exciting.
I too saw Star Wars before I saw Spaceballs. I think I was brought on to Star Wars in like my early teens, like maybe 12, 13, 14, even though 12 is not really a teenage, but you know what I mean. And then Spaceballs, I want to say like maybe I'd seen a scene here or there growing up, but I want to say the first time I really actually watched it, a guy I went to college with, I think, turned me on to it, which means it would have probably been like 19 or 20 maybe when I first saw it all the way through. So
Wow.
yeah,
Very cool. So
I'm not
I
supposed to vote yet.
No, I like that everyone kind of has a different, well, me and Monaghan over here are kind of the same here, but everybody kind of has a different experience. So interested to see that. One thing about the movie, we say it's a Star Wars parody, but there's actually a lot of references to other things. I want to see like how many of those did y'all catch?
Well, Scotty beat me.
Scotty, there's definite references to
beating.
Star Trek. There's an Indiana Jones reference whenever they get to Yogurt's Temple.
Yes, the emergency thing. And
Yeah. There is. What was the other one I was going to bring up?
Police Academy.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarves with the freaking ding ding
Yes.
ding 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 ding. And what are some others that I might be missing? But
You can't see. God, I just lost
There's
his
a
name
Planet of the Apes.
without thinking.
Planet of the Apes.
Police
That's the most
Academy.
famous one, actually.
Police Academy. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, the bleep guy.
Yeah, I'm like, I lost his name.
Michael Winslow.
There it is.
Yeah.
I was like, I had it. It was like it just escaped me for a second.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Oh my God, when he's doing
is
like
amazing.
his stand-up special and doing all kinds of like stuff, and when he breaks into like guitar thing, like he sounds like he's just wailing and he's just on a microphone. If you've
What are you
never heard
talking
that
about?
shit- You've never seen? Oh my! We'll look at that later.
Yeah, we'll have
Okay.
to look it up. Some Michael Winslow stuff. He's amazing.
Okay.
The guy, the radar guy, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the
Oh,
creeps.
yeah.
And he's like, and he like has it's like, I can't say the radar, sir, or like he's saying, and then they throw it away, and then he still sounds the same.
Yeah.
That guy is famous. His voice, what he can do with it,
Yeah.
is insane. So that was the joke. Is he's famous for that, and so they got him to play that part and do that joke.
I just put a reminder
So-
that we'll look at stuff.
Yeah,
after
yeah.
to show you what we're talking about.
Okay.
It's kind of a
That
throwaway
would make
joke.
sense.
It only makes sense if you know who he is.
I'm sure there were other references that I missed, but I don't know if y'all remembered any others. I do want to say, like, it's mainly a parody of Star Wars,
Right, yeah.
obviously. And they apparently went to George Lucas to get his approval. Lucas to get his approval to make the film, probably because he would have sued them otherwise. And he had one condition. I don't know. Do y'all?
Yes.
know what this
No
was?
merchandise.
His one condition is that they could not do merchandise. And so
That's where the
Mel
joke came
Brooks
from.
Yeah.
turned that around on him by having a whole scene about merchandise.
Merchandising.
And the
Spaceballs, the flamethrower.
kids love this.
Yeah.
Oh, and I do want to say one thing about the scene I thought was interesting. Spaceballs, the comic book, when he holds it up, or I think he just points to it, there's a transformer on the front.
Right?
Did y'all notice that?
I did, yes.
And I don't know exactly. Maybe that was like foreshadowing the Mega Maid transformation or something, because they literally called it a transformer.
Yeah.
But like, why
they just
would
had a
you
Transformer
have a
comic and-
transformer on the front of your comic book?
So they don't have to make one. They just grab one and put Spaceballs on front.
Yeah,
of it,
maybe that's just literally what they
I
did.
don't know.
And then all throughout the movie, there's a bunch of like Spaceballs merchandise that shows up after that scene.
One of my best, this is a Star Wars reference, but one of like my favorite, I guess, references to directly to the Star Wars movie is literally the opening crawl. The opening scene
Oh yeah.
with the whatever the Spaceball equivalent of the
Except
Star,
theirs
of
is
the
a
Star
lot longer.
Destroyer.
It's a lot
I
longer.
just, as a kid, I remember thinking that was both funny and then I thought it would never end.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
this,
was,
this
as a
shit.
kid,
Yes.
as an impatient kid who just wanted to get on to see the funny, I knew the funny was coming because the end of it was coming up, and they even have a license plate and everything. But I swear to God, as a kid, I could never. Sometimes it felt like it was 10 minutes long.
Yes.
Like I never. Did you get that as a kid? Like
Yes,
I was like,
absolutely.
like sometimes it felt like it was instant, and then sometimes it felt like it was forever.
Like, oh, I want to fast forward through.
Yeah,
this.
yeah, and I'm sure I did
and
fast
like
forward
they
through it.
did it in such a way where they designed the ship in such a way where it's like it has those kind of angles that make you think, oh, okay, this is the end of the ship, and then it just keeps going.
It kept going and kept
You're
going.
like,
Yeah.
oh, what is it gonna do? Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I thought that was genius.
No, and then the opening crawl, like you were referencing, that was, its own, the first joke in the movie, basically, where at the very end, it just pops up that text that says, if you could read this, you don't need glasses.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man, Rick Moranis with that helmet when he walks in is always, I thought, was pretty funny every time he came in, and he's just him and his helmet gags. I think were one of the ones that actually always
Dude,
kinda worked.
the hot coffee thing.
Yeah.
Where he just fucking, he's like, woo, woo, and he gets hit on the back and his helmet falls down perfectly just to spit into it. I was like, how many takes did that take?
And he got coffee on the
so-
camera at the same
Oh,
time.
it was so good. It was so, yeah, Rick Moranis was genius.
Within the helmet is thinking about things in like that moment when he's alone and he's playing with toys.
See,
Yeah.
speaking of Rick Moranis, like if I'm not mistaken, someone correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure like he actually is in Spaceballs 2 as well because he came back
Yeah.
for that, which actually threw me because like obviously he stepped away from acting for so long to take care of his
long
kids
time.
and all that kind of stuff. But by the time his kids were like well grown up, they rebooted Ghostbusters, and he didn't come back for any of that. And I was like, wow, you'd think maybe like if he came back for something, he'd come back for Ghostbusters, and then if I'm not mistaken, his first thing coming back to acting, Spaceballs 2.
I think he might have done some kind of minor like voice acting roles or something.
Did he?
I thought he got in.
Like,
So, yeah,
no
I thought he
major films.
Yeah, I thought he actually did voice acting for one of like the mini kids movies that came out or something like that. It was like just a character. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. I could be wrong, but I think that's right.
But this is definitely his
We
first
should have
like
some unpaid
film.
interns that like cut in and
Yeah.
put the information in. And we get
He's
wrong.
an idiot. He didn't do shit since 1993.
We say something wrong and, and
Yeah.
his voice cuts in. It's like he is wrong. What really happened is blah 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 blah. And it's like fact check, and then it comes back in.
But yeah, the whole premise and the story was hilarious, obviously. I love that when he had to do it's kind of the Nazi-ish salute, which was like this, and then
Yeah,
and then they do this. And I was like, that's pretty still. So I was going in there, going like to the movie, thinking like, how many of these gags will land with me? How many of them I'm just gonna be like, whatever. And I was surprised at like the hit rate with how many were coming through.
Mhm.
I thought this had a better romantic story than one of our previous episodes, Flash Gordon's arc. 'Cause I thought there was an actual time of like her.
they actually fell
starting
in
to,
love.
Yeah.
It was
I was like, oh,
believable.
this was pretty
And it
organic
took more than
story.
15 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this
probably was
romance
about 15
is
minutes.
working, kind of. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but I love that. She was marrying some Princess Xanax or something.
Prince Valiant.
Prince
Valiant.
Valium.
Yes, Prince of Valiant.
What?
Was it Spaceship Winnebago?
It was a
yeah,
Winnebago.
his
It was
Winnebago, right?
literally
His-
an actual Winnebago.
Yeah, his is
Oh,
a
okay.
Winnebago.
that could drive, and they just modified it to look like a spaceship.
Did you like the Mercedes that she drove that the king bought from his cousin down the valley? I just love that they did those little rants like that. He's like, people like talk about like when they get something like, oh, I got a
Yeah.
good deal on it, stuff like that. Like talking about saving his daughter. The dude's like, no, I can't do it but for $1 million space bucks, and then he just starts going on this little side rant like he can't help himself.
Yeah.
And I just like little touches like that in the movie. This movie had like joke pacing where it's so rare, where like it has like your higher level jokes, your low level jokes, and then your subtle jokes. Like another movie that's kind of akin to it, even though they're not really the same genre, but like the joke cadence is the same as like Naked Gun.
Yeah, that's what
Like
I
it has
forgot.
the
Or it's just
different
boom,
level.
boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
it's
boom,
got
yeah.
constant jokes for different levels, and sometimes you're in the mood for one, sometimes you're in the mood for another. But no matter what, every time I watch the movie, something catches me, and it might not even be the same thing, but I love it all the way through because there's always something there, and they all like one will land for me, another one might not land like at that time, but the next time it will, and it's just I do love that about Spaceballs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and speaking of the joke stuff, like when I was saying, like I think I saw a scene here or there growing up, but I didn't really know what the movie was and everything like that until like I got introduced to it later. The Pizza the Hut eating himself to death.
Yeah.
That's the one I remember from when I was really young. And I saw something about that scene.
I was so
Pizza.
disappointed by that. Actually, I wanted his henchmen to eat him. Like
Yeah.
he even like
Yeah,
teases that.
I was like, boss,
they're
you're
so delicious.
boss, you're delicious.
Oh, pepperoni.
Yeah. But he ended up eating himself to death, and
Yeah.
so he got to keep the $1 million space bucks. And
Which I want to
No,
know.
he didn't, because he didn't take the $1 million
he
space
didn't
bucks.
take. Yeah.
No.
Well, no, he didn't take it from the king. So yeah, I guess he didn't
Yeah.
owe the $1 million space
Oh no, he only
bucks.
took like 500
you
and
have
some
to-
change.
He took it up for some gas.
Gas, food,
yeah.
and tow.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Like,
owe,
why
he
did
didn't.
he need tow?
he didn't have a
Did he
space
illegally
gangster.
park? What was I gonna say? Oh, speaking of Pizza the Hut, I want to know what they made this costume out of. I don't think I have it in my
That
notes.
looked
Dude,
like
it was-
melting.
Oh,
The
they.
whole time, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and they got fucking Dom DeLuise to do the voice too, and he was so good. I don't know if you guys know who Dom DeLuise is, but
I know the name.
I know the
he's-
name.
if you saw him, you'd know him. But he
Okay.
was perfect for Pizza the Hut. And I just
Yeah. Mobster vibes.
Mhm.
But I mean, they had to have made him out of something edible because the dude literally like licks him.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, it could have also just been like he's not real, except for they had, because like he was kind of.
What are you talking about? I think he's real.
They probably dropped and just cheat like.
That's what I was saying, like,
on
yeah,
him.
'cause
Like
he was
that's
kind
what
of just melting for the most part on that one side a lot.
Oh,
So they
yeah.
probably like it's all kind of fake, and then right beforehand like bunch of melting cheese and pepperoni porn.
Yeah, they
No!
probably had those big vats of cheese or
Oh my
whatnot.
God,
and really
maybe-
just pour and just threw shit on him like he was a nacho. Like
I just realized maybe that's why I wanted pizza tonight so bad.
All right.
We had some pizza.
Oh no,
before
I've
the
never
episode
seen a
here.
pizza talking to me to where I'd like I want to eat.
It's never
You haven't had enough
turned me
drugs
on
then.
to some pizza.
No, I have not.
It's delicious. Oh geez. Okay, so I mean, so speaking of Rick Moranis, you liked his character,
Yes.
and legendary actor, and hopefully he comes back, with a vengeance in Spaceballs too.
Bill Pullman coming back?
Yes,
Cool.
in some capacity, because I know his son is also
John
going to
Candy
be in
is not.
it. And that's who I was just about to reference. John Candy.
Mhm.
I don't think he did that good of a job in this movie. I don't know if
Really?
you agree with me, but I think that his character was a little flat.
I loved him because
I was like,
he's
I would
so
totally disagree.
He was so like he didn't go over the top with it, but he was like a man dog. He's his own best friend.
He was a mug.
He's a mog.
Mog.
And like even shit like when he like whack like he's just spinning around and whacking Lone Star in the face with his tail, and then he turns and whacks him again.
I think
Like
what
like a real like I don't know.
like me, like I actually disliked every time we had to go away from the Spaceballs because I thought Rick Moranis and what they're going on the ship was funnier than anything else in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And each time we went to,
Lone
Lone
Star.
Star, I was like the Han Solo wannabe. Anytime we went to like Lone Star and all them, when John Candy was on the screen, like I thought it was like funny and I joined that part. Anytime he wasn't, I was like, when can we get back to the Spaceballs?
I don't know. For me, for some reason, it felt like they wanted John Candy to be the comedic relief in a movie that was already a comedy. And so it was just like, I wanted more character development.
I agree and see what you mean in that I felt his performance was very controlled and subdued. He didn't go like too crazy. Like, I don't think he was given the freedom to go out. Like, it was very tight.
Well, apparently, at least according to my notes,
he ad-libbed and did stuff.
He did improvise some.
He did improvise stuff.
He was.
John Candy.
He was definitely the comedic foil to Bill Pullman, kind of being the straight man, like because he didn't have Bill Pullman didn't have too many like direct jokes or anything.
Yeah,
like,
he was just kind of an a-hole.
Yeah, and then and Barf was around to just be funny from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a comment on that later when we get into it, because I have some, since we all know I love Spaceballs, I did take a bullet for you guys. I mentioned this earlier, and watch something that we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Let's
and Barf is one of the worst things.
I remember the one other scene I saw of the kid as you were talking about that. For some reason, when you were talking about, Barf, made me think of
Barf.
Like, the reference to Alien. When he pops
Alien,
out,
yes.
And the guy
Another
starts
reference.
dancing around.
And then does a...
I always
hello,
get
my baby. Hello.
Yeah. I always get that scene confused because I saw that scene like when I was real young too. And then I think that an alien pops out while they're at like some kind of a diner, and then you watch actual aliens. I'm like, that's not even in there. And then I see Spaceballs, and I'm like, that's why I have that memory from. Because I don't always remember the dancing around. I remember they at his little diner and it popping out.
Yeah, because it's actually done pretty well.
Like, I think that was John Hurt. Like,
well,
it was.
And he looks at the alien as it pops out and he goes, "Oh no, not again!"
Yeah, and I think that's probably one of the reasons that I keep thinking, like in my memory, I have that memory from way back when I was young, but I also have little memories of Alien.
Yeah,
watch Alien, and I'm like,
and it is the same actor. He's
wearing where's the dance number? Damn it!
I don't remember the dance number. I always forget about that. I just remember them being at a diner.
I watching Alien and going, "Where's
love
my dance number?"
The dance number is so good, but I love the spotlight that hits him right in the paw and the pause right before he does it. And you're like your brain's like, what is going on? And then it all happens.
WWWB.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny? Like you're speaking its praises, but actually that's the scene I think I hate the most in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just like the whole movie is pretty absurd, right? But that scene in particular just like dials
at the diner.
Yeah, the diner scene with
alien burst.
Alien just dials up that absurdity just a little bit too much.
He can take a giant robot vacuuming all the air out of a planet.
It's all
but they're just too far to have a dancing alien.
The transforming Mega Maid was at least part of the plot. Like this was just totally ancillary.
They were going to get lunch.
He's gone from suck to blow.
Why the alien? Like anyway, that for me is the scene I hate the most, and I love this movie, so it's like I love it just a little less.
I don't hate any scene. They're all perfect, perfection,
absolute cinema,
Yeah.
perfection. Jesus, you cannot taint.
We'll just skip your vote. We'll skip.
Mine's like so.
You can just do this.
So now, do we have 4 levels? We have nostalgia, fetch,
absolute cinema,
and
cool, and absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema, also known as I don't want to hear any of your bullshit. None of it can change what I got going on right here. I got like angel lights hitting me and everything. Just thinking about this movie. You guys are like all like
to talk about the garbage of mixed nuts.
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
Oh God. Goodness. We're just gonna get a meter that goes from nostalgia to fetch to cool and then to like absolute cinema.
Yeah,
but it has to do that when it's absolute cinema song.
But we need to have a level below nostalgia for mixed nuts.
Yeah, mixed nuts absolutely needs to be a level.
We even get rid of nostalgia. It's just mixed nuts now. Well, no, because nostalgia can. Anyway.
Yeah. We're,
Yeah,
Where are
we were just talking about John Candy and whatnot. Rest in peace, your champion.
What do
dude.
you think of Yogurt, the character?
What do you think? I actually think Yogurt's kind of plain. It really needs something mixed
it's
in.
just
Little
plain
vanilla?
yogurt.
It's just plain.
It's a little vanilla.
'Cause it is again Mel Brooks playing in both the president, and he has to do a double role. So I was like, he went even more into the Jewish old woman humor for Yogurt.
Oh yeah.
And was pretty much, it's the Schwartz. And you're just like, the first time I had it,
May the Schwartz be with you.
it's just like, what the heck did they name him the Schwartz?
Yeah, like I don't enjoy, like I said earlier, like when they're away from the Spaceballs, I don't enjoy many of the scenes on that planet. I love the dink dink part because that just made me laugh. I like when they're combing the desert.
What about
Yeah.
the wedding though? Like, he's sitting there officiating the wedding, and she's like, what was it like? She's like, out the door, like up the ramp, out the door, and like I can't remember what the whole damn thing is, but I love that part. I thought that was great. You didn't
Why
like
am I
that?
spacing on that?
Is the beginning
that was at the-
officiating or the
No,
ending?
that was at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah,
the
talking about
beginning.
when they're
the
in the
beginning.
desert.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just like, there's other.
you're saying other
There's
scenes are
other
not
scenes
Spaceballs.
that aren't the
Potentially
Spaceballs that are
I'm talking
just
about, like,
great.
I was like, I've already said I don't like when they're away from the Spaceballs too much, but then I started talking about the desert. And you're like, but what about when they're talking about the wedding? And I'm like, is there a wedding in the desert? that
Well,
I
you
don't
started talking
remember?
about the desert while I was talking at the
No,
same time.
I got you now,
so,
but like, that's
yeah.
where I got lost.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really liked Yogurt as a character. To me, he brought in a lot of like the jokes using sound effects.
Right.
Like
yeah.
the whole looking at his medallion, he's like, "Moh, oh, oh, moh, oh, oh, you can read it." I'm just clearing my throat.
Yeah. That was,
I actually thought he also brought some heart too. Like he actually let
Right.
he let Lone Star down his road to like believe in himself, believe that he's a prince and all this stuff, that he can do this stuff and like kind of like training him and whatnot. And there was a little bit of there was a little bit of heart there too. So I liked him. I thought he was good.
and if you remember, Yoda was a kooky old
Yeah, he was.
crazy nut in the
Very
movies.
true.
Also.
Yeah.
You-
Very
like,
true.
First
No,
movie
I
comes
do
out.
have
yeah.
to preface when I'm talking about the scenes that I don't like. It's not that I don't like them. It's that I like them less than one of the other scenes with Spaceballs. And I made a reference to this similar when I was having a conversation about something else. It's like when you're talking about Michael Jackson's Thriller and Michael Jackson's Beat It. I don't like Beat It as much as Thriller, but it's still Michael Jackson's Beat It. I mean,
Well, but when you reference it, you say, "Well, I didn't like these scenes," and
As
it's like,
compared to
yeah, I know, I
Spaceballs
get you.
scenes.
It's just
that's what I figured. I was like, I
just-
should probably preface
it's
what I
just
mean by
phrase.
not liking these scenes.
it's phrasing. It's like saying like, "Oh, I hated that," when you didn't really hate it. You just didn't like it as much as something else.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So let me. Why don't I turn around your question and say it in a different way? Yogurt as a character or President Scroob as a character? Which one do you think Mel Brooks did better?
I'm going
Probably
to
the
say Yogurt
president.
because I felt like the president was actually kind of unneeded. You could have taken everything that he was doing and just wrap it into Lord Helmet, whatever, Dark Helmet, or you didn't really.
Yeah, now
need
you
him.
say that is probably true. Like, we're like, why is he still even there?
I disagree entirely.
Mostly for the gags, it feels like.
But I'm saying, like, if you remove Yogurt, you're missing scenes that you can't handle. If you remove the president,
Then you just
You're
get
still okay.
Darth Helmet doing wacky stuff on his own without like the other guy around. That's
but you don't
trying to
need
be,
the Emperor, just like you didn't have the Emperor in.
I was about to
It's
say,
not
so
the
New
like,
Hope.
It's
Yeah,
not
the
the
Star
same-
Wars
it's not
analogy,
The same, it's not
yeah.
the same thing though. I think Scrooge actually. I think it would have been a way less funny movie without him around. Because like almost all the scenes, like the whole Scotty beat me up, like Scotty beat me twice,
Right.
and like it's like no, I'll just walk, and then he walks literally a scene over.
Good joke,
and it, like,
because
literally-
the luggage code is fucking
yeah.
It's like,
funny.
yeah, it's
But I'm
my
saying,
God,
as
he has
the
the same code as
character
me.
itself, if you had to remove one of them, the president's easier to take out.
I mean,
get it.
yes, but I don't agree that he was unneeded. I agree with that. You could like if you had to pick out of the two,
He wasn't a
then
negative.
yes, you need Yogurt
yeah, he
more
wasn't
than
a negative,
him.
but he
yes.
wasn't necessarily something you
Super
I
memorable.
I
yeah.
thought I don't think Darth Helmet would have been nearly as funny without Scrooge also being there.
I don't know. What do you think, Andy?
And
Well, I think for me, the president's role, I'm trying to think of like what is he balancing out? Because is he the one who's asking them what is the code? what is this? I think they still voice out most of the the bad guys' thoughts are
Spaceballs.
mostly through Dark Helmet. It's all through Dark Helmet. And the president's kind of like this goofy guy who's like, he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's still the president. So there's a little bit of...
Sounds like a
So it's a
president.
little bit of reality.
Sounds like a president, but yeah, they have a scene with him with a couple of ladies, and he's being called in to come check this out. They obviously like
front
beam me
butt.
up, and then he runs front butt. Yeah, he runs out of the room, and he's right next to the room they're trying to beam him from. So that was for me. I was like, I liked him because that gag I thought was actually good, because I did not expect him to be like, oh, he's in the room next room. Like that was like to me actually funny. Yeah.
That was pure
I was thinking of, like, the
Spaceballs.
screen
But yeah,
pops
he
up when
didn't
he's at
have
the
any
urinal.
like agency of like change in the whole thing. It
Right.
was all Dark Helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like for me, the way I think about it is like, if I needed to replace one of them with a different actor, which one would I do that on? I would replace President Scrooge with a different
Yeah,
actor.
I guess I
I
didn't really take your question that way. So like,
I would-
that's what I was saying. Like, which one was needed? Like for the story, it felt like the yogurt was needed. The jokes I feel were funnier with the president. So that's the way I took your.
I'd replace Yogurt. I don't think anybody else could have done Scrooge the way Mel Brooks did. I think he just nailed it. His voice was perfect. Delivery was perfect. Everything, like he was always a complimentary character. He wasn't the main character. Dark Helmet was. But like
Darth Helmet.
Yogurt, I think could have been handled by somebody else with similar jokes, because all he's doing is riffing on Yoda. So where Scrooge was kind of like this made up character. So I like it. In Mel Brooks, I just thought nailed it. So that's my side of it.
I'll also say
The
some
worst
of
thing about
the
yogurt is his name. I did not like the name.
some of the gags.
What
yeah,
about Raspberry?
I'm just saying, like, you could have found something else that, like, along the line of like referencing Yoda without being yogurt. That just didn't hit for me. But
Nobody
So-
reference for Raspberry? I hate Raspberry.
Oh, yeah.
They've been jammed.
There's only one.
The jam.
Oh, we're jammed. Give me a
Yeah.
raspberry.
and literally jam comes down the screen. Those are the things where I feel like it's easy for us to be like, huh, and not think it's super funny, because we've seen derivative things through the years. Like when they say, who's that man manning that gun? And he turns around and he's just got like these eyes that are cross eyes. And then he's like, oh, he hired all his cousins. So everyone's cross-eyed in the entire room.
because everyone's an asshole.
The helmets are all
I knew
like
it.
fucking balloon bulb helmets, right? They're all awkwardly shaped.
The balls.
Yeah, they're all just a bunch of goon balls.
They're
Yeah.
They're Spaceballs.
No, I mean, speaking of that scene with the raspberry, that is my favorite scene in the entire movie, because of the fact that the camera zooms in on Dark Helmet and literally hits him. It's like all those other movies where you get those close-up shots and you're like, okay, it's just going to get really close. But it literally knocks him over.
So here's the thing that probably only has ever bothered me, but I want to ask you, because you watched this as a kid. This used to bother me way more as a kid than it does now. During that scene when he pulls the raspberry off the thing and he just goes like that, and he doesn't like lick all of it, like, you know, just like take care of it.
Tiny little taste.
Just a little bit, like that always bothered me as a kid.
You
I
wanted
thought
to go full send.
like you would, yeah. It's like just clean your finger off or something. I don't know. Like it just
like
bothered.
the
It's like,
police.
did you like? Where's your bathroom at? Like
Well,
you're in a like you.
It's like when you watch a cop show and they always like stick their finger in like the heroin and like that. I'm like, no cop in the world is
You're
ever
like,
gonna fucking do that for
that's
one.
definitely
but two,
blood.
that's what he's doing. He was testing it. You know, he doesn't know what it is, but he's got to taste it.
And he hates raspberry, so he was
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
apprehensive.
I mean, I get it, but as a kid, it bothered me. I don't like really.
Yeah, it's like
can't
when I
look-
scoop my finger and shit, I'm like, "Ugh."
Yeah, I don't know. I was just weird, but like I said, that probably says more about me than anybody else. So just throwing that out there.
Oh, geez. Okay, so I want to ask, like, kind of like we did in our last episode, what was your favorite scene? I already told mine, Monaghan.
So that was pretty rough. The whole like how many assholes, you know, are surrounding
Pretty
me,
good one.
like, and that one's great. But I actually think the whole ending sequence when the ship is destroying itself and they've got the Spaceballs like theme song going, and they have all these characters like it's like like cancel the 3-ring circus, and like just all that shit's going on, and there's like a bear that gets in the pot, and like just all kinds of wacky shit. I always think of that scene when I think of this movie, so that has to be, I guess, my favorite scene in a movie that has a lot of great scenes for me. So that one is just it's blissful. I
want to make sure no one steals my answer this time, so I'm going to go next.
Go ahead.
I've always loved, and this is another one of the random little things I remember from as a kid, the scene where they're like trying to figure out what they're going to be doing, and so they go the Spaceballs VHS, and they start going through, and they're like, "What's going on? This is now.
You're watching now.
Yeah. Like I don't know why I always thought.
And then look back at the camera and look back. Oh, that was very meta.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this is might be even too meta for this movie. That is crazy meta.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that part.
For me, it's him playing with the dolls. I'm just always like, your helmet is too big.
Your helmet is so big.
Do you play with dolls like that at home, Andy?
Only when his wife.
Hey, don't shame him. Don't shame him.
With your almost insane collection of dolls that I know you have, he has them.
Sure.
You just sit around and play with them.
Yes.
Do voices and whatnot. All right, so.
But yeah, that for me was, I thought it was hilarious. When he knocks on, yes, sir, I absolutely did not see you play with your doll, sir. No, sir, I don't remember. So,
all right, so here's another question I want to ask y'all. And this one, you might be surprised by my answer. Do you think it's an effective parody of Star Wars? My opinion is no. I think it does its own thing so much that, and it doesn't harken back enough to Star Wars to me that it's not necessarily.
It's not taking, like, Luke's the main character in Star Wars, but Han Solo analog
basically
is the main character in Spaceballs. So this is almost like,
well, but you got to think about it. They actually combined both those characters into one. That's why
there's no real.
That's why he has the shorts. Like they put Luke Skywalker and him.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think of it more as like the Han Solo.
I'll agree, it's more Han, but they just took the little bits they needed from Luke. He got trained by Yoda and the Schwartz. And
I mean, the whole structure, like him having a companion, Chewie, basically Mog. The princess is a little hotty-totty in the first Star Wars movies. And he's pretty much like, well, princess, kind of like, he's the ruffian guy, world-wise guy who's trying to be like, this isn't your palace anymore kind of move, So I think that is there for sure. The Emperor is kind of lost. They could have done a lot of gags with like the hooded Emperor saying random shit and coughing and whatnot. They didn't do that much. Darth Vader obviously is a pivotal role. Yeah, I think it's diluted because, like we said, there's so many other sci-fi that we're also kind of poking fun at.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's also like Mel Brooks putting his humor in there that isn't necessarily Star Wars.
They didn't rely entirely on Star Wars. They did go their own road.
Yeah.
But see, like, I think that depends on what you feel a parody is. Because for me, a parody doesn't have to only stick to the source material and can't play around with other source materials at all. Like, I would absolutely say this qualifies 100% as a parody of Star Wars because the like essence of the story and everything that's going on is 100% Star Wars. Yes, they have a random alien come out of somebody's stuff. They have something over here that they're doing that's a little different and references this, but that doesn't mean that the bulk of the essence isn't still Star Wars.
Well, I don't think you meant like entirely Star Wars. Like,
so that's why I'm saying, like, it depends on what you mean by parody.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, I think you are kind of answering it in the way that I asked because to me, I wouldn't call it necessarily a parody of Star Wars. I would call it a parody of 80s sci-fi
genre.
Yeah.
So very genre. Well, I mean, think about like.
But I think because that's what I'm saying. Like, it touches on all those things, but the bulk of it is still
the bulk
Star
of it
Wars.
is in like, but I wouldn't go around and like personally, I wouldn't go around and say it's a Star Wars parody.
I mean, think of it this way. Like look at another parody. Like there's Scream and there's Scary Movie. Scary Movie is definitely a genre parody, but is definitely channeling Scream.
Yeah,
it has a lot of the jokes from Scream to touch back on Scream, but it's also channeling a lot of jokes from the genre.
Yeah.
So, and I guess Spaceballs does that too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, with that, then I'm like, can you name any parody at all
Ooh.
that
Well,
doesn't
you know,
reference at least one other thing outside of what it's parodying?
I don't watch movies, so
If it did do 1-to-1, then it would be pretty boring. So yeah, like I'm glad they didn't.
And I will also point. One of the things I was trying to take notes on was also the timing of it was apparently it was too late.
it was 10 years after.
Yeah, it was already kind of late to the party of being a parody, and people had already Star Wars. The hype had died. Merchandising sales had.
It was 10 years after the first one, or 10 years after Return of the Jedi?
No.
It was 10 years after
88.
77.
Yeah,
So it was 87 when it came out.
And
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi was
83.
what?
83.
Okay.
83.
Yeah,
So 10 years after
so
the first
4
one.
years
77
after
to 80,
Return.
83.
yeah, 4 to 5 years after the. And by then, Star Wars had already kind of gone down, and people had moved on to other things. So this was also
They had moved on to Indiana Jones.
yeah, right. So this was also a little bit of like, oh, okay, it wasn't so fresh that people went out to watch it just because it's a Star Wars parody. So that's why they might also try to have been more independent
Oh, yeah.
of like, oh, it should have its own kind of thing. Even if let's say someone never watched Star Wars, will they still find it funny? That's my important question to myself. Is also like, if I know nothing about Star Wars, is it still like an okay, funny-ish thing? And I think it is. Now, obviously, having known Star Wars, you get a lot more enjoyment out of it. Of like, oh, this guy's supposed to be, oh, it's Darth Vader. Look at that helmet. Why is it so big?
Right.
Kind of is short. Okay, kind of like you're like, okay, that's all funny. But like, I think it still works without Star Wars existing.
I don't know if I'd agree with that.
I
Just for the fact that, like, the bulk of the jokes
Mhm.
are making fun of things around Star Wars or other 80s sci-fi. So to me, I'm like, saying that you can still enjoy it without knowing any of the jokes it's making, well, not any, but a good chunk of the jokes it's making, I don't know if I would say that it's still as good. There's plenty of jokes that aren't specifically really like the backwards but and the 1, 2, 3, 4. There's stuff like that that they can still reference, but there's a bulk of it I think relies on knowledge of 70s and 80s sci-fi.
Yeah, I guess so too. All right.
You were talking about references outside the Doublemint twins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marlene and Charlie.
Marlene and Charlie. Hi, hello,
Yeah.
Marlene. I'm
Which
Charlie.
is definitely a dated
Yeah.
reference
It's
now.
super dated. I know it because I grew up in that era where I saw that commercial 5 million times.
Mm-hmm.
So, I took a bullet for you guys because
Right.
I
yes.
absolutely
The
love
show.
this movie. Gush over it, like just everything. I can't hear any negatives that you guys are saying. You guys are just, you sound like the penis. You know, like that's it. That's it.
Did you say we sound like a penis? Because
No,
that's what
penis.
I heard.
The penis.
I heard it too, but I knew what he
So
was meaning.
get your mind out of the gutters.
Because I
but-
said peanuts. He said peanuts.
So you guys and pretty much everybody else, luckily, doesn't remember that Spaceballs had an animated TV show that went on for 15 episodes, and I didn't even know that existed until
Was it a
actually,
TV show or
today.
was it a Flash animation?
It's a
Because I swear if I look at it.
We'll get to that. The TV show is G4, and it was like 2008 or something like that, and it
Wait, it
came
was
out.
on G4?
It was on G4 TV.
The gaming channel?
The gaming channel.
Whoa.
And it was in 2008. The movie came out in 87. And so they have Spaceballs, the TV show. And I'm sitting here thinking like, man, Spaceballs animated, even if it was for kids, could be pretty funny. Like some of the jokes would translate and they could pull some of that stuff off. I watched a couple episodes of that and my fucking God, it is trash. Holy
Did you
shit.
just say Spaceballs is trash?
Spaceballs,
Whoa.
the animated show for G4 TV, is trash. Like, holy shit. They had no, and weirdly, Mel Brooks was there. He voiced Yoga. He voiced Scroob. He voiced Yoga in the TV show. However, he was there for probably just his own paycheck. The writers had
probably stopped for cash.
the writers had
Searching
zero
for more money.
care Yeah, they're definitely searching for money or something, but they didn't even try to write Spaceballs comedy. Out of the 15 episodes, I could only stomach to watch a couple of them, and then I actually watched a couple of YouTubers just so I could find out more so I didn't have to watch it. And the first video I saw was a guy who made a 15-minute video saying, I only got through 3 episodes, and I could not fucking stand this. And I'm like, dude, I am there with you. I was on that journey with you.
Preaching to the choir.
Yeah, the animation is so weird. Like, do you guys ever see Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah.
Think of like super low budget, but like PC renders version of Ren and Stimpy. Like, this was not a kid's show. This was actually like, it had women with these giant boobs, and they're putting them in Dark Helmet's face. Also, Dark Helmet was about this tall. He looked like Stewie. He looked like Stewie for whatever, and they made him bald for some reason. And every single episode pretty much
came out when?
This in like 2008. Yeah, it ran from like 2008 to 2009. It was 15 episodes. And they didn't even try to write Spaceballs comedy. They actually just did an episode on the Titanic, like one on Spider-Man. They did one on Grand Theft Auto. What else did they do? Harry Potter?
They were trying to cash in, I guarantee it, on Family Guy's Blue Harvest, because that came out in 2007.
Okay, I don't know about Blue Harvest, but I got Family Guy vibes. They did not care about making a Spaceballs show, but they definitely were trying to do the humor of like Family Guy to be.
Is this some kind of like the license is expiring, make something to extend it kind of shit?
I don't think so. I think they genuinely thought they were trying to make something that would be kind of funny using the Spaceballs IP, but they're just throwing Spaceballs characters into like fucking the Titanic of all. Yeah. Oh no, you should see some of the actual stuff in motion. It is god awful, and it, like I said, terrible. It's not a kid show. It is actually has a lot of adult, like it even has cuss words.
I think you're hitting it right on the money, Jeffrey. I bet they were trying to be Family Guy but Spaceballs because of Family Guy's Star Wars episode.
Yeah, because like Blue Harvest.
Well, that's what I have written down here. It's like going, you go more for Family Guy humor. Like,
because I didn't watch much Family Guy
like
live on TV when it was happening. I'd watch it later because I bought like the DVD set, something like that.
I like Family Guy.
Well, so did I. I don't watch it much anymore.
I don't either,
but like I remember sitting there like live as that episode was playing because it was just a huge thing that like they were doing a full episode Star Wars parody on Family Guy.
Hey, that's a good example of an actual Star Wars parody. There you go. They
reference all kinds of other random shit too. That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't fit if you say it has to only be Star Wars.
I didn't say it only had to be. Anyway.
So anyway, I'll wrap this up real quick. But like they added some stuff in. Like Yogurt had a wife. I can't remember what she was, but she was also very typically Jewish wife kind of jokes. Like Mel Brooks threw that in. Barf was not even a character. He was just a fart and burp joke machine. That was it. Literally everything was just farts and burps because his name's Barf. So why not? That's all the writers knew about the character.
So these are people that just knew names of characters, what they looked like, but had never seen the movie.
It felt like it. And then Lone Star was like overly dumb, which was, I guess, fine. Vespa was actually probably the best character in what I saw because she was the closest to her original. And then like Dark Helmet was horrible. Like I said, he like didn't look right. They made him
he was literally like overly
tall. They made him overly childish.
Way up here for the president. Like they made him super short.
They literally wanted to make him Stewie.
He looks smaller than Yogurt. Yeah.
Yeah, they literally wanted to make him Stewie. The President Scrooge was okay. They did have a couple of bedroom scene jokes. So like I said, not for kids. And then also they did rehash some of the movie jokes, like the whole like now. What you're seeing now is not now, or is that? Yeah, they did that in the animated one too. So there's a couple of jokes like that, but mostly it was just like insert Spaceballs into random IP humor. That's it. That was the whole show, and I was just like, I just couldn't believe. I was expecting something decent, and it was not decent. So
the takeaway: anyway, don't watch that shit.
Don't watch that. I had to say something negative about Spaceballs, and here we go. I just had to bring that up. So
you found okay. Last thing before we get to voting, obviously, Spaceballs 2 is coming out. Mel Brooks, 99. Actually, I think he's 100 now.
Okay.
Years old. This might be his last
He might
movie.
actually look like Yoda now.
Yeah. And there's a lot of returning cast. We already know Mel Brooks is coming back, Rick Moranis coming back, Bill Pullman and his son, Daphne Zuniga is coming back, as well as George Weiner, the Colonel Sanders guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really pumped for this. I think a lot of the original cast coming back, Mel Brooks still being around.
6 more movies to make fun of.
Apparently, though, I don't know what your opinion of Josh Gad is, but
I like Josh Gad.
He's basically
alright.
the main writer / producer of this.
Oh, okay.
He's not the director, but writer and producer.
Remind me
I
what
didn't know
Josh
that.
Gad does.
I know him as Olaf.
Of course you do.
Or Le
he's
Pew?
been, did you
Is it
ever?
Le Pew in the Beauty and the Beast?
In the live action.
in the
Live
live
action
action one.
Yeah.
Did you ever see The Wedding Ringer
With
with Kevin Hart? Or the guy didn't have a best
no,
man?
I actually avoid Kevin Hart everything.
Okay. I mean, he's been in a bunch of things. That's just the first one that popped in my head for some reason. I think it's because I saw it on the Netflix recommendations recently.
Yeah, Kevin Hart comedy is just never.
actually, I don't know why I
never
said
been a
that.
thing for me.
He was literally in several episodes of Wonder Man that I watched today. So,
Kevin Hart was or Josh Gad?
Josh Gad.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
He actually dies in Wonder Man. He's playing himself.
Oh,
So I don't know how he is as a writer. I mean, I bet he's been a writer on things and we just don't even know it. But I'm still hopeful for
So where's our little fact checker intern I was just referencing?
Yes, me.
for Spaceballs 2, The
we
Search
have-
for More Money.
we have 5 million subscribers.
There actually is no official title for it yet. But I'm hoping
If they don't
this
actually
wins it.
use the title that was referenced in
the
the
search
sequel,
for
I'm
more
like,
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be that. Has to be.
It could be the Spaceballs Strike Back. Maybe could work.
Nope. The search for more money is the only thing that exists in my head. If I will be a disappointment, that'll be the first strike.
Yeah.
So for a writer of stuff that's actually come out, nothing I've ever heard of. The Lost Nomads Get Lost, Rent Control, 1600 Pen, Gigi Almost American, and 39 episodes of Central
Yeah,
Park.
I'm not feeling the warm fuzzies about Josh Gad here.
We'll see. We still
Now-
got Mel Brooks, so let's hope. Let's
As
hope.
an actor,
There's a new hope.
trying to think of anything that maybe you would
Sequels
have
to classic
seen.
comedies are more usually.
Did you ever see Wolf? Did you ever see Wolf Like Me, the TV show? No. Okay, he's in that. He does a lot of voice work.
Obviously.
He played himself in The Boys.
Well,
Oh, who do you play in? Oh, he just played himself.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
He's also acting in Spaceballs too.
Yeah, he's the replacement.
Oh,
for
I
John.
know who Josh Gad is.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like I know you know
he's
it.
He's got a very recognizable face.
Yes.
So okay, I know who he is.
and I don't remember if they've confirmed his character other than the fact that he's going to be a Mog. I don't know if he's going to be Barf's son, Puke.
That could
Or
be.
something.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Puke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Good luck.
he's the replacement for John Candy, playing a mom.
They need a bigger-
How he's if he's related to Barf for that, I don't know. I just know that's.
But anyway, yeah, before we get too long here, let's go ahead and start voting.
Yes.
So, I mean, as the host,
ahead.
my vote doesn't count, but obviously, I love this movie. I'm going to continue seeing it probably at least once a year, and for me, that's a lot. There's just so much about this movie that I keep wanting to come back to. Like you were talking about, each time I watch it, there's going to be certain jokes that really hit with me, some that don't hit as much, but overall, I'm always going to have a good time. And that the same thing happened when I was watching it for this episode. So for me, I can't ever say it's not cool. It is definitely cool. It is absolute cinema.
Yes. Yes. And I won't take up too much time. Absolute cinema. It's a masterpiece. If you've never seen Spaceballs, I'm so sorry. That's go watch it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I'm not that gung ho as those guys are about it, but because I think as time goes on, a lot of people have taken the jokes from this movie, and so things might feel stale. But I'm sure when they came out, they were brand new things, innovative things that they come out. So if you see it in that context, it's a really cool movie. Still will get you laughing. That's what's most important. You will still have sight gags and other things, so we'll just laugh out loud.
Even little shit like the beery air that they have when they're like,
Little
they're just
gap
like,
here, just like,
just doing that. Like even like the little stuff like that when I was watching it on a little TV that was all fuzzy, I couldn't read, and then I saw it later. I'm like, that's another joke that just hits for me now because you can see it.
But yeah, I think it's a cool movie. I think, it'll still make you laugh. Some jokes will fall flat, but that's okay. They took a risk on some things. The whole dance number with that alien was just to me like, what is happening here right now?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Jeffrey, you're outnumbered, man, but you got to say your vote anyway.
To answer a question from earlier, because I just felt like I needed to look it up, this will be his first thing he's done other than he voiced Dark Helmet in one episode of Goldbergs in 2018. This will be the first thing he's done in 20 years.
Oh, Rick Moranis?
Yeah, Rick Moranis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were still talking about Josh Gad. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's what I thought you were
First
talking
off,
about.
Yeah, I
Josh
don't think
Gad.
it's been even
I'm like,
acting for 20 years.
Like we're over here talking, you've just been on your phone for like
Oh,
the last 10
apparently they're doing a
minutes.
sequel to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, too. He's doing Shrunk as Wayne Zelinsky.
Oh, cool.
Cool. Ain't that cool?
I think
But-
Shrunk the Kid movies are great.
Still, I'm like, why is it happening?
he needs to pay for those kids' colleges now, so that's why he's back.
He'll be there. Maybe when Finn Wolfhard makes another Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters.
movie.
Because he's the one making them now?
No, he's the kid that's supposed to take over the business. The Stranger Things
Wolfhard's
guy.
not the one that's taking it over. Have you seen the Ghostbusters movies?
Not the new one. No.
Then shush.
I thought it was
Finn Wolfhard is there. He's not like the
I
main
thought it
person.
was, Egon Spengler's daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah.
Well, Finn Wolfhard is technically Egon Spengler's son.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's the daughter that's the main one.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
He's the
cast
one
your
went
vote.
down the tangent.
Cast your vote.
My vote doesn't matter. So, but I will say it is not absolute cinema.
Oh
From
boy.
a laptop.
Okay, that one's off the table.
This might look thin, but it's heavy.
It is not cool.
Oh God, sorry.
Whoa.
But let me explain why.
He's going for the clicks right now, everybody.
I actually love this movie. But I feel that to love this movie the way many of us probably do, you have to have been more aware of all those things from back then. And as this movie has aged and a younger generation are not going to be as familiar with any of that unless they go hard on things from well before they were born. For that reason, I feel it is in our new category of fetch.
Oh,
Because if it
Jesus.
came out today, exactly as it is, I don't think it would hit as hard because a newer audience is not as familiar with all the references. It's
But
just wanted to-
the references haven't came out today because of the type of movie it is that relies on common references that are modern. If it came out today, it would have replaced all the stuff nobody knows about with stuff that people do know about. And they could take this. They can take this. Yeah, I know, but I'm
his
just.
argument there.
Yeah,
Okay.
but, well,
That's
I'm
an
but no,
internal
my
argument we can
my
always
point
have.
is different. It's different than a movie that is not reliant on stuff like this that is commonplace at the time it came out. Then most movies don't rely on that. So
I
this
love how
type
I
of
can't
movie
just give my
does.
opinion. He's got to say why my opinion's wrong.
No, I'm not saying how it's wrong. I'm just saying, like, if it came out today, it wouldn't have those same references.
you heard him,
So-
Jeffrey. You
but-
heard him.
We started this podcast saying if something came out
As
exactly
is.
as it was,
As is.
but today,
That is the argument.
But
Yeah.
so you can't change it just because you love space.
No,
I still
no, I'm not
disagree.
though. I think I have a logical argument. Do I not have a logical argument that this is different than talking about a normal movie? Because it is so reliant on modern references. Any common parody that comes out is going to rely
Any
on
other
references.
movie we've
So all of
done
them
a
are going to
vote
be-
on, we've not said, but they're going to make it modern, so that's how we're voting.
We've never done a parody movie. I don't think.
Jeffrey, I'm going to let you have your opinion, and I'm going to let you have your opinion. I'm still going to disagree because I think that
Well, we already know you guys disagree.
yeah.
I'm not
My
saying
Bible has
I'm
a
not
fight.
saying he can't have his opinion, but I'm saying
But
this
I'm going
is-
to tell you why
I'm
you're
saying
wrong
this
and
is-
not let you finish talking.
Sir, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. It's okay.
as the person who cuts off everybody all the goddamn time.
I have sat here quiet all night.
Anyway,
you've done a very good job.
you
Jeffrey.
have
Good
Okay.
job.
So yes, but I'm just trying to point that out. Like, well,
Let me cut you
I
out real
do
quick
feel
before that
this is
reason.
different. I do feel this is different. So that's my point.
No, I agree. Like when the new movie comes out, it's not going to have references that are 40, 50 years old.
Or will it?
necessarily. it's probably going to try to do something with more of the more modern Star Wars movies. But with the premise of what we started the podcast as, like I'm taking it very black and white with this. That's why I'm saying, like, I think it's a great movie. I love this movie, but I don't feel that it would hit as hard with a modern
With
audience
today's audience,
without
okay.
completely changing all the jokes.
I fully
which
agree
then
with
would
that.
not be the same Spaceballs.
I fully agree with that. Like I do agree with that.
That's
I think
the
you're, I
only
think
You
you're
think
right.
it's
reason.
nostalgia?
That's the only reason I'm saying
he said
that.
fetch. So
Yeah, I said
that's
fetch.
That's different. But
Yeah, I'm
but
saying
just-
I love this movie. I think it's worth watching.
my brain's sitting
but
here
I
working-
also get all these old references.
My brain's sitting here working like, we talked about Naked Gun earlier. Like that movie today could come out today and still be funny today. The old one, not the new one, even though the new one came out was funny.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't it's not a parody movie that relies on
Yeah.
constant pop culture references.
Very true.
Where if that one did come out today, it wouldn't have all those old pop culture references. It would have newer ones. So I'm just like going, if it came out today, it's like
I
it
know,
wouldn't
but-
come out today
but
like
I
that.
can't judge.
I know, I
get
get-
because I don't know what the joke
Yeah,
would be.
but I am agreeing with you though. I am agreeing with you.
Okay,
Like if it came out,
I have a new point, which is I agree with you on.
If not for my black and white stance
No.
this is what the rule was, I
have
would
a-
be saying a better rating for it.
a new opinion. But one, I do agree with you. We cannot judge what doesn't exist, so we cannot imagine something new. Right? Okay, cool. The other thing is, how blatantly have the new Star Wars movies literally copied the same story of the
Oh, the
previous
old
Star
ones?
Wars
Yeah,
movies?
yeah, very true.
Does this still work though? Because I still feel like it's an emo guy who's still Darth Vader-y. It's the same
you
princess
can have the same
timeline.
story
Yeah.
updating the joke references, but I can't say what I don't know.
See,
I
and I don't think you need to. I think the jokes
because
stand
you
on their
get
own.
it.
No. I don't think. No, not only that I get it, but okay. There's 2 points I want to make. Now that you're giving me
I really want to say the fact
stage
that they
to
just
say-
assumed everyone's gonna love it. I say something
Nobody
different
assumed
because
anything.
of this, and now they're all battling me.
we are not
You
battling
get-
you. I agreed with you.
Mm-hmm.
I was just calling out that
He
that
was-
movie would not be released today.
He's
The-
doing
like,
a different interpretation of the voting.
Yeah, so
You're
Uh,
absolutely right. It would not be released.
It would not
today
be
in
released
the same
today.
format because they would do different jokes.
Naked Gun could be released today. Spaceballs could not.
I will
And not hit the same. Like it just wouldn't because
I will
nobody
wrap
understands
this
the
up by standing on my soapbox and just say Star Wars is timeless. I'm going to show my kids the first 3 movies or episodes 4, 5, 6. So they're going to get the references anyway. And I feel like a lot of modern day audiences are going to watch those movies too and still get the references. But number 2, I think the jokes stand on their own. It doesn't even need to be a Star Wars reference. In fact, I think it's not really a good Star Wars parody. And I think the jokes are fine as is. There are some dated ones like the freaking twins. But I think the jokes stand on their own. So
I will say, like, yeah, that anyone who is, I think is like a cinephile or a hardcore sci-fi fan or something like that, these movies will carry on with their kids. But I didn't even get Star Wars from my parents. I got it from a friend that lived down the street from me is where I first got introduced to Star Wars.
you sounded like you're talking about drugs. Like I got
I got some Star Wars.
So,
down
like,
the street,
I
my
have to say,
friend.
like, yes, I think they're going to still stick around, especially with Disney constantly going like, what's the new Star Wars? People keep paying attention to us and keep fucking it up. Other than Andor. Well, I like Mandalorian too. But anyways, my point is, like, yes, we'll be introduced to our kids because I already showed this stuff to my son too. Didn't pick up as much with him, but I'm sure I'll show it to my daughter when she's old enough. But you have to have somebody have shown it to you to actually get the references.
You guys need to like basically give them a primer watch list for all the movies that is referenced in Spaceballs, just so when they do finally get to Spaceballs, they have the ultimate experience.
Yeah,
they get
right.
everything,
That's
and
funny.
then they
they'll
love
truly
it.
be able to watch
They
it.
have transcended and have like achieved like nirvana with how Spaceballs is just the perfect movie.
I think we're ready to wrap on that message, which is make your kids watch 10 movies and then make them watch
just so they can watch Spaceballs.
It's the new Marvel Cinematic Universe. You have
Yeah.
to watch all these movies so you know what happened, what's going on in
the
this
Balls
movie.
cinematic universe. Yeah.
Is absolutely perfect.
Okay, so a lot of debate at the end, which is kind of funny because most of us here said it was cool. So we do think it's cool.
it was a good
Jeffrey's
point,
got his
yeah.
different opinion, and you actually have a really good point. I'm not gonna just discount it for
Yeah,
sure.
if we completely throw away the, like I said, the being stagnant on this is what we said the rule was. If we throw that out the window, I completely agree that we'd have different jokes. And as long as the jokes hit just as good as these ones did, I'd be sitting in your guys' camp saying the same thing.
How about y'all tell us in the comments? Do you agree with Jeffrey? Do you agree with us? I want to know what you think of Spaceballs, especially with a movie so near and dear to my heart. I'd love to see what you think.
Do you think
Also-
Jeffrey's just rage baiting?
Yeah.
Also,
Engage today.
hey, we're gonna wait a year and we'll find out the answer to that when Spaceballs 2
When
comes out.
Spaceballs
How
2
updated
comes
will
out.
it
Oh, we will have.
We will find out.
Okay. Well, we might have to revisit this.
be? Yeah.
Yeah. So please, thank you. Thank you for watching. Please check out the rest of our episodes. Subscribe, like, do all the things. We'd love to grow some more. And with that being said,
Conman out!
may the Schwartz be with you.
I was gonna sing the song Spaceballs.
We all had a different idea. Okay.
I'm gonna do that every single time. Conman out!